Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
All right, well, today I also have a phone for you. This one's a little bit different from the other ones we have checked out today. This is the LG Enact. It's on Verizon. You can get this for $19.99 with a 2-year contract. An extremely well-priced
$19.99,
choice.
$20.
$19.99. Yeah, it's very nice.
Physical keyboard.
So I want to give you a quick comparison. You can also find another QWERTY keyboard phone on Verizon for free, the Droid 4, which is a little bit older. This one just released around August, September time. So this one is very new. The Droid 4 is a little bit older, but it has I would say better specs than this phone, so that might be a better option for you since it's free compared to this one, which is $19.99. So this one has, it's 4.37 inches tall, and it's 2.06 inches wide. Also, it's thick because it does have that pull-out keyboard, so it's a little bit less than an inch. It's 0.62 inches from top to bottom. Also, it's 6 ounces. It's actually heavier than the LG G2 that you reviewed. Yeah, at 5 ounces. Yours is just a little bit less than this one in weight. So it does feel rather bulky when you have this in your pocket, or when you're just have it in your hand. It's definitely
it has heft
and
weight. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, one thing that bothered me about this was when I'm pulling up apps or when I'm doing, just flipping through things on here, it is rather slow. Unfortunately, the CPU is really, really laggy in this thing. It's a 1.2 gigahertz CPU, so, you'd think it'd be all right, but I did notice some definite lag when I was just, popping around on it and playing with it. That's a definite unfortunate piece of it. There is a camera on the back, which you can access either way. So it's always there. And that is 5 megapixels. I noticed when I was taking some photos with this, I'll go into my camera app. When you choose a low light setting, so I took a picture back here where it's not lit very well, the photo is extremely blurry. Also, it doesn't flip when you turn it to its side, and that drives me
accelerometer may not be
crazy.
Included. We have not confirmed.
Drives me crazy. Yeah, it's such a pain. So it's very fuzzy, and that's unfortunate about it. But with a 5 megapixel camera, of course, that's going to be something that you run into. This is a lit picture. It's right there in our studio, but there's quite a bit of glare
and noise.
Yeah, there's lots of noise, and this is a picture of you. You're extremely blown out. That's a great picture of you.
Yeah, it looks like I'm wearing a prosthetic mask of myself.
It is so blown out, yeah. So the camera on this is not really good at all. It's very unfortunate. Although one thing that's nice about it is the battery, which you can access, so you can replace it if you want to. It's a 2460 mAh battery, so it's a decent size for this phone. You can get well over 11 hours of active use on it. Like if you're playing videos, you can get, I was able to do like 13 hours on it.
I see the
issue
SD card slot, which my phone lacks. I do not have an SD
So
card
this is nice because you can get up to 64 gigs of expandable storage on there, and then you also have the little SIM card slot right there.
Perfect.
For your Verizon phone. Now, if I slap this back on here, it's also very easy to take off and put back on. You'll notice it is 4G LTE, which is wonderful. I don't even think they sell phones that aren't 4G LTE anymore.
Yeah, Verizon loves to push that.
Yeah, you can. There is a flash on the back, and it also has this. It's kind of a nice rubber texturized one. You can listen to me scratching it. It sounds kind of like I'm trying to DJ.
It's very plasticky. It's not even
very plasticky.
Trying to be faux plastic. It's plastic.
It's very plasticky, but I do like that it is texturized like that because you're not going to drop the phone at all. Yeah. So you can kind of see it when I tilt it into the light like that. Also, with the specs, you get a headphone jack on the top, of course. You get your volume sliders right there. You get a micro USB for charging right there. It took me a moment to find that.
Yeah, that's a nice,
down there is just where you stick your thumb to pull out the battery or whatnot. And then on the side, you also have your power button over here. Nice and pretty. Now, the audio, you might be wondering, where the heck is the speaker? It's down here in the corner. Now, I noticed when I'm playing some videos, for example, let me unlock that, I also get those dumb little icons that LG likes
Oh
to add.
God, I hated those.
Yeah, like the dewdrop and the terrible menu and whatnot.
Yeah, you got
Mine
all
isn't
that.
as bad, but yeah, when I stick notifications down here, it's definitely a big cluster over here.
And you still have the Q slide, so you can
I
hit
do.
the calendar there and get
Yeah.
the floaty apps.
Yeah, exactly. So if I pull up, let's go apps and YouTube. So I'm going to play a video for you so you can see what it looks like on the video. And I will just use this later. I'm going to pull up an episode of Twit so we don't get a takedown.
Nice.
Because
nice.
that's always nice. All right. And we will pull this up. Okay, so here's an inside Twit from like a year ago or so. Oh, 2-year anniversary of the brick house. That's not that old. Okay. So there's the volume.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. Unfortunately, though, the way I hold it, since I'm left-handed, I cover it up.
Oh,
with
it's
my
gone.
hand.
I don't hear anything
It's
now.
completely gone. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I sort of had that same issue with this phone. That it pointed
It's
out the
completely
back.
gone.
And if you watch it in portrait, you always throw your thing right there. LG has 2 issues. They're really great on battery life. Really bad
great.
on speakers and crapware on their devices.
Like, no! Now, I know you're probably wondering about the screen, too. You know, what kind of resolution is it? It is 800 by 400 pixel.
Oh,
It's very low resolution. You can't really tell on the camera, but
that VGA quality, less than if you're on the 400.
when you hold it up to yourself or you're viewing photos on here and videos, you can definitely tell. Also, this is almost as bright as it can get. If I brighten it up a little bit, it does get pretty bright, I will say. Now that's on full brightness. So if I go back, yeah, you can definitely tell when I put it straight forward, it gets a little bit blown out on the camera, and that's because it does get rather bright. So it's nice and bright, but unfortunately, the pixel resolution on it is very, very low. And it does come with 4.1.2 Jelly Bean, too, so it's a little bit
yeah, it's
outdated,
older.
just slightly. So I'll go ahead and give you my pros and cons for this. With my pros, it is very inexpensive, so it's definitely a good choice if you are on a budget. Although the Droid 4 is free, so I would say try both of them before you pick one, because you might like this one more than the Droid 4, but that one also has a QWERTY keyboard. The QWERTY keyboard is really nice to use. It's very, very easy to type on it. I kind of miss this. When I start messing with a QWERTY keyboard on my phone, I'm like, oh man, it feels good to have something nice and textured and tough that I can actually, you know, type out something really fast. And it gives you some kind of easy memorization because it does have a couple of little bullets on the F and the J right there. So it's very easy to find like your home row. It's pretty, I like it. Now, that was my other pro, was the QWERTY keyboard. Now, my cons on this, slow processing speed, definitely feel a lag in it, and the camera. The camera is so bad.
Yeah.
And of course, the display.
And even as a
but-
front-facing camera, I bet that is even worse.
Yeah, it's terrible. So if I was to give this a buy, try, or a don't buy, I would say don't buy, mostly because it's $20 more than the Droid 4. Although it is brand new, I think the Droid 4 would probably be a better choice, and you're still going to get the nice 4G LTE since that's on Verizon. So don't buy for the LG Enact on Verizon.
They gotta love that name, the Enact.
Enact.
It means that you're just gonna do stuff all the time with it.
Enact.
You're gonna enact
Feel like
your
Batman.
phone calls, enact your calendar appointments.